man without a name can never be identified.
We've got a handful of false identities used on visas, passports.
My name is Bruno Houtenfaust.
Knowledge.
I'm Tony Thomas.
A man who doesn't exist can never be caught.
I've been chasing him for nearly 2 years.
He eluded a hit squad this morning in Holland Park. A man who doesn't love can never truly be alive.
This woman has discovered something that will revolutionize the world.
It's a formula for creating energy.
You will steal it for me.
How did you do that?
Magic. When we master this technology, then we dictate terms to the West.
Give it up! You got no place to go!
I escaped. I always escape.
Paramount Pictures presents
Nicholas Owen, Louis Guinella, Peter Damien.
All the names of Catholic saints.
a story about betrayal,
You've got to get away from me.
I'm not going anywhere until you tell me why you lied to me.
You don't know what you're dealing with here.
redemption,
I can't trust anybody. I never have.
and destiny.
Kill him. And bring her alive. If you want to live, you have to leave my side.
From the director of Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games,
The army must be mobilized.
Val Kilmer,
Tell me about me.
Elizabeth Shue,
Who are you?
The Saint.
Well, Val Kilmer is dead. So we're doing a tribute. We are doing the movie The Chip Cod Roach. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean The Saint. But they mean the exact same thing.
No, they do not.
So since I've done most of my favorite Val Kilmer movies, The Saint this is the perfect time to review The Saint, which I got for free a few months ago. So I will be reviewing that right after this.
What the? Whoa! I'm no electrician, but that has got to be dangerous.
Oh my.
Whoa. Louis. Frankie. Eventually every frog has to croak.
That's not funny.
Well, Skipper here wants to be a part of this video, I guess. Even though it looks like he's sleeping, he's not. He is very much awake because we are doing the movie The Saint, and Val Kilmer was his favorite actor. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that commercial, and obviously I'm making that up. So, that was actually a commercial from one of my favorite Super Bowls that was between the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers. And that commercial lineup was absolutely amazing. They were all funny. Well, I shouldn't say they were all funny, but most of them were. So now we are getting to the movie The Saint, which unfortunately there was nothing interesting I could dig up from it. Batman Forever was more interesting than finding anything out about this movie other than it was filmed in Russia, which is the home of the Ice Cream Cone Palace, which I will be showing in hopefully some of these clips. It was also filmed in England, and of course it is starring unfortunately, the late Val Kilmer. We know that he was in... Most people have seen him in movies, and I mean most.
Name a movie I have seen. Please.
Tombstone,
Watch it.
Top Gun.
Okay, that one.
Okay, there you go. He was also in Willow, Ghost in the Darkness.
What?
Yes, he was the main star in Ghost in the Darkness. He was, I can't remember if you saw Batman Forever, but obviously he was Batman, a very underrated Batman, a poorly written Batman. But regardless, he was in that. He was the big star at that time. He was also in the movie Willow, The Doors. So he was in. He was also in the movie Heat. There was a movie that me and my brother watched with him in his later years that was not very good, and he was also in Top Gun 2, whatever that was called, Maverick or something. So, and he was actually one of my favorite actors as a teenager. If he was in something, I actually wanted to see it. Unfortunately, The Saint was one of his last movies. He just sort of vanished, and I just found out why. He had some health issues, obviously. So, and this co-stars Elizabeth Shue. We know her from Back to the Future and Hollow Man. And
We do. Could I have seen either one of those?
you should. Oh no, she was in Back to the Future 2 and 3. I forgot she was not in the first one. You did not see Back to the Future 2 and 3. And you probably did not see Hollow Man. Did you see Piranha? So there's just no's all across the board. Okay, so Elizabeth Shue. So obviously the shoe doesn't fit somebody. They have not seen her in anything that she has been in, and so I do have a decent Elizabeth Shue collection, I guess. So, anyways, so the Saint here, he is a orphan. And long story short, he is. They give these kids, I guess, saint names, and he refused to pick one. So the priest is spanking him to death, and he still doesn't pick a name. So he decides to open up the food pantry, feed everybody, and then run away. So then bad things happen, which I will show in the clip. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but then he becomes a thief. So he ends up stealing things. He goes country to country. And eventually he goes to Russia. And the Russian mafia wants him to get a formula for cold fusion, which is what this doctor, played by Elizabeth Shue, is. She is trying to get. What cold fusion is pretty much water power. You can run your cars with it. You can go apparently a million miles on just a gallon of water. Sounds like a great idea. And they can also use it to heat up your homes, which is what she's trying to do for Russia. Well, this guy is Tretiak is trying to steal the oil, and pretty much he wants to keep it and hold it hostage. So this has to do with pretty much the energy around here. We want to try to get cleaner energy, and there's a lot of things stopping that from happening. So there is some good timing to this movie. So I will show the first clip, but first, since I'm already there, I figured I would. This movie did come out in 1997, and we all know Titanic was the big blockbuster at that time. And second was Men in Black, and then the third movie, I'm trying to remember what that was. If there really if there really was any, it was kind of followed behind because there was Air Force One. There was oh, that's right, Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
You said it backwards.
Lost World, Jurassic Park.
There you go.
And I'm reading the first book, not the second.
You got the point.
It is a very interesting read, though. I do recommend you read Jurassic Park. I think you would enjoy it. So now I will show the first clip of the Saint, and I will do that in just a second. Well, ooh, that hurts. Well, it did. His girlfriend is dead. So this is the typical hypocrisy of the Catholic Church. I guess they said they should not kill. Well, look what this priest did. So they
Technically, it was a dog.
no, I'm so sorry. So they like to live the Jared Fogle lifestyle, and they also like to apparently kill little children as well. Watch out for Catholic priests, ladies and gentlemen. Why not? I'm just being honest here. Well, it's not. I buy this stuff from that. So, anyways, this is how I guess he gets his, I guess his motive of his idea to,
It's motivation.
if you want to call it that, to become a thief. I mean, he did use it for the good for picking the lock and stealing the food. I didn't show that. That's something you, of course, are going to have to see for yourself. So now I will show the next clip of what he is doing now. I will show you that in just a second.
Zero numero. Zero numero.
So this is Val Kilmer, I should really say his saint name. In this case, I believe it is right now Simon Templar. So Simon the Magician, I guess, was given to him by one of the kids. So we'll just say this is the character name that he's going to. And as you can see, he's using a Russian accent here. I believe in this movie, Val Kilmer is showing off his acting ability by using other accents and other disguises throughout this movie. Other people may disagree, but that's fine. So obviously, he's getting his mission from the wonderful and kind Russian mafia, and he is going into the Tridiac building, which is the oil industries, pretty much. They are controlling the entire Russian. Right now, there's no heat in Russia, and that really has to be bad because it's not exactly a warm climate. Not exactly the warmest people either. So, and that is a fact. So now I will show the next clip of where he decides to go to Oxford, England to get the cold fusion formula, and he is supposed to bring that back to the wonderful family of the Russian mafia, which is the Tridiac family. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Dr. Emma Russell.
Any formal remarks. I'm actually more interested in what questions you all have about cold fusion, so I thought we would start with those. Any questions? Please?
Yeah, Dr. Russell. Can you explain the actual process of fusion? You know, the theory.
Yes. This is the apparatus. And very simply, when positively charged deuterons are attracted to the fleeting cathode, they cram together. There are millions and millions of them inside the cathode, getting closer and closer.
Well, this is the little convention that they're having at Oxford University, I do believe. This is Emma Russell, played by Elizabeth Shue. And there's one little thing that Simon here, he obviously gave himself another saint name. Every single disguise he has a saint name. So there's just one little thing that he never really took into consideration. He starts to have a little crush for Emma Russell. So now, how does he get this formula? Well, what he does with every woman that he tries to get with, he has a little bit of a relationship with them. How do I say this? A booty call. So he has these little booty calls. So is he going to do the same thing with Emma Russell? Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, he had it with a stewardess and an airplane, and then he stole something from her. So, of course, he's going to get this formula from Emma Russell by earning her trust, lying about another identity. He does do another disguise as a an art expert. So this is how he gets this formula, and I will show that in the next clip. So I hope you enjoyed the cold fusion lecture by Emma Russell, because the next person that she talks about this cold fusion to ends up having a little bit of fun with her. So I will show the clip of her waking up to her formula just magically vanishing. And we will see how she takes it. I'm sure she's going to be happy about it. So I will show that clip in just a second. Well, she was nice and happy to wake up. She was nice and refreshed. She just had a nice time. She was about to probably bowl herself of cereal bowl of Lucky Charms because they're magically delicious. And then she woke up to that note saying, "I'm sorry," with her cold fusion formula gone. So obviously, there will not be any type of happy breakfast. Now it will be pure anger and just scuffing down her heart medication and, I don't know, probably eating some miserable English food or something, a crumpet or something like that. So no happy. No, but it's some kind of food that they eat in England. So she is going to be grumpy. So there is no happy breakfast for her. So she is going to try to find this. She's going to try to find her formula and track this guy down. She does figure out that he does use Saint names. So this isn't just some uh, bimbo that he picked up. This is a very intelligent human being here. So she does have.
So she's not you.
Ha ha ha. So she does find ways to track him down. So now the next name, the next saint name that he uses is of course Chipcod Roach. So I will get I will get to that clip. I'm actually going to show Trediac first, but we're going to show how she tracks down Chipcod Roach because that's the next saint name that he uses. I'm not making this up. So I will show the next clip in just a second.
But I think the formula is incomplete. It will take months to
But that
find
won't
out
do,
if...
because now that the people are nicely beginning to freeze, Trediac must sweep paint from the wings with a miracle to save them.
How high do you want it, Mr. Traitor? To the top.
Formula is incomplete, but Trediac really doesn't care because what he's pretty much saying is most of Russia is freezing. So he knows that he really does have the power here. So, while this is going on, Dr. Emma Russell went to the police to try to track this guy down. Now, the police pretty much know that this guy has used several different disguises and names. So I will show that scene in just a second.
You see, we believe they're all the same villain.
God. They're all him?
We believe so. He eluded the hit squad this morning in Holland Park. Then he fled the UK out of Heathrow.
We've got a handful of false identities used on visas.
Well, this is her going to the cops. So she thinks she's doing good here. It turns out she really doesn't, because she doesn't really realize how things really work in Russia. So I will show the next clip of what happens is when she goes to the cops. they actually end up arresting not only Simon, but her as well. So she does track him down because the name Thomas More seems to jump out. She figures out that they are Catholic saints. So she does go to Moscow and she tracks him down. And like I said, both of them go get arrested. Trediak owns the cops as well. So now they go to Trediak's wonderful House of Joy, which is full of guns, probably explosives, and other things. So now they have them trapped. Oh, well, let's just see what happens.
We're talking very quietly.
And they left even more quietly.
Well, obviously they are both gone now. So his little plan is actually ruined because there's just one little problem here. Usually his little one night stands are just a typical hit and run. He actually fell in love with Dr. Russell. So, yes, so this is his little problem here. So, yes, they did escape. They also managed, well, now it is a cat and mouse game. So he pretty much has all of Russia after these two. So during this little chase, he manages to plunge into a freezing cold river. So he had to fight hypothermia there, which he ends up doing. And then they go down a chute, which is into a boiler room, run away there. And so the last clip I'm going to show, because then it's giving too much away, and I'd rather not do that. It shows how he has the office of Mr. the Great Trediak bugged. So I will show that clip in just a second.
As leader of Russia, Moscow must be ringed with tanks by early evening. Don't worry. The people will follow me. They will be crying for revolution.
Still, no one's guessed the simple truth of where the heating oil went.
Who would believe that the sea of oil was hidden under this very building?
Well, this is the last actual motion clip that I will be showing. This is just how he has their office bug. That does give a little bit of information away here. But again, I don't want to give too much away because this is... you obviously have to see it for yourself. So the next thing will just be a still. I want to show the ice cream cone palace of Russia. There is some happiness to this country after all. That might put a smile on your face. And I think even Putin would even smile if he saw that for the first time. So I will show that still in just a second. Before we do, Siskel the Grouch and King of the Toilet Chair, yes, they reviewed this movie. So I would like to get their opinion before I give my factual information. So I will show that still in just a second. Well, Mr. Softy's in town. The Ice Cream Cone Palace, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Doesn't it look like such a happy place? Well, I bet it's not. So, to me, it does look like that there's some ice cream cones in the front. Possibly, wouldn't you call them a waffle cone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to me, it looks like a waffle cone. Now, this is also at nighttime. So during the day, it is a little bit more colorful. So I just wanted to show everybody the Ice Cream Cone Palace. So now Siskel the Grouch and King of the Toilet Chair gave their wonderful review. So I will show that clip in just a second.
As the saint, battling parents of the...
Following me. All is destiny. Either way, it's weird.
Very weird.
Val Kilmer in disguise there is Simon Templar, the gentleman crook called the Saint. And Elizabeth Shue, she's really smart. She's found out the secret of cold fusion, an alternative energy source in The Saint. One of 5 new movies we'll review this week. I'm Cisco Ebert. I'm Gene Cisco of the Chicago Tribune.
And I'm Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times. The Saint is a movie in the tradition of James Bond. That's pretty good, that Elizabeth Shue. She's smart, isn't she?
Yeah.
But this movie does not have the same level of quality control. It's a spy thriller with a lone wolf hero, a sexy girl, international locations, and a villain with a master plan. But it's also a romance and a comedy, and it's not real good at any of those things. Val Kilmer stars as the Saint, and in this scene he's in disguise again as he deals with a Russian kingpin and his son who want him to steal the secret of cold fusion.
Who runs this thief? CIA? MI6? Libya?
He's not a race car. Nobody runs him. He's an independent contractor.
Good. Then no one will mind if I kill him.
The movie makes good use of Russian locations, including Red Square, in its story about a former communist boss who hopes to seize power by controlling the sources of energy.
Friends!
An unlimited source of virtually free energy has allegedly been achieved by an Oxford scientist, played by Elizabeth Shue. In this scene, in a different disguise, Kilmer tries to ingratiate himself with her.
Who are you? Me? I'm here to do an interview with that Dr. Russell. I'm an exposer as a fraud. You don't put any stock in this cold fusion mumbo jumbo, do you?
Actually, I do.
And here at last is how Kilmer really looks as he and Shue gradually fall in love, which is not part of his master plan.
I'm a thief.
I want my cards back.
You flew all this way because you want your cards back?
Yes, I did.
No. It's because you're in love.
Okay, Kilmer does a convincing job of donning all those disguises, and there were some nice moments of sly humor in the film, which sometimes kids itself just as the Bond movies do, but the film really isn't very good. The plot meanders, the action scenes are less than amazing, and the villains are kind of ordinary, which is the wrong way to go. The Saint has a long history in novels, movies, and on television, but the latest chapter is not one of the best.
Oh, I agree with you. And Roger Moore on TV, and it's rare that you say this, but Roger Moore in that TV show was much more interesting. I think the disguises are a big mistake. I think it turns it becomes the nutty Saint, if you will. You know what I mean? And Eddie Murphy was funnier. And I think it really works at cross purposes to establishing any kind of tension in the picture. And the idea that somehow his confusion about himself and his origin and the trauma that he had in private school somehow triggers this disguise, that doesn't stand up to any kind of reasoning. One more problem. Elizabeth Shue was so strong in leaving Las Vegas. To see her now play a typical push me, pull me kind of heroine, all wrong. The character is lousy.
Here's the sad thing. She makes leaving Las Vegas for almost no money at all because she believes in the picture,
Right.
and it's great, and she gets an Oscar nomination and
Right.
all the rest of it. Then, because of her fame, she gets offered this big role in this big picture, and of
Take
course
it.
her agent probably says, take it,
And
and she
she does.
doesn't realize in a way, unfortunately, it's the wrong career.
Absolutely. She's a lot better than this role, and they have no chemistry together. Okay, next movie. In our next
Wow, well, they are grumpy today. They did not say anything really good about this movie. So, King of the Toilet Chair and Cisco the Grouch were nasty. So I guess King of the Toilet Chair of the Chicago Sun-Times, maybe it was the Ice Cream Cone Palace. Maybe it's because he wasn't able to taste it that he got all angry about it. So he did not think it was funny. He didn't think it was clever. He didn't think that Elizabeth Shue and Val Kilmer had chemistry in this movie, and that part I will definitely disagree with. I thought the two of them were actually good together, but I, again, could be wrong. This movie had a $68 million budget and made $61 million. So it...
That's not bad though, considering that budget was so high. How was it so high?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think where the location was, that's probably a good reason. They didn't really like the villain. I actually thought the villain was fine. I really disliked the guy. I thought his son was a little annoying enough. I thought his son was a hemorrhoid, which is what he was supposed to play. So I thought the villains were well thought out, even though I haven't really seen them in a whole lot. But again, I thought Elizabeth Shue and Val Kilmer were good. And Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune, I guess you don't have to be creative to get that job. Calling it the Nutty Saint, comparing it to the Nutty Professor was horrible. on his part. But obviously, they did not like the movie, and they are entitled to their opinion. People did find this movie weird. I actually, I actually did enjoy it. Um, if anything, I would have to give this movie a B minus. Siskel the Grouch just didn't like it, probably because Val Kilmer got to have some fun in this movie, and Gene Siskel is probably allergic to that kind of fun, so he doesn't like to have that. So, again, with this B minus rating, would I recommend this movie? I actually would, because I think Val Kilmer really did expand his acting skills in this. He did have different disguises. And I thought, and that was the other thing. Gene Siskel didn't like the disguises, so he didn't like the fun. And I think the disguises were well. Val Kilmer actually came out with the one himself, the one where he poses to be a rock star. That was actually his idea. So I did actually I liked the story. I thought Val Kilmer did a great job. I thought Elizabeth Shue did a great job. And I thought the actor that played Tridiac did a great job. I'm not going to say his name because I will butcher it. It's a very hard name to pronounce. And his son, Captain Ponytail, was a really good villain as well. So, and plus being in Russia as kind of the country that was pretty much out to get him, having a whole bunch of people on you as against two people is kind of a scary situation. So the whole movie itself was interesting. It's not one of my favorites, and a B minus is not a great rating. It's okay, but I do recommend this. Is it a family movie? I Depends on the family, I guess. I mean, we all watched it together, and I was 14, and my brother was 10. So just fast forward the little playtime scenes that he has, and and you're pretty much good to go there. So um, it is a PG-13 rating for that reason alone. So um, subscribe if you want. Comment below and let me know what you thought of this. Is this one of Val Kilmer's better performances? I thought it was, but if you disagree, that's fine. Obviously, the box office gross income is pretty much going against me, and so did the two critics of Doom. Um, so yes, I would like to know what you think of it, and thank you very much for watching.